Welcome to the second video in this three-part series. We are back on the road in Costa Rica. This video will again focus on learning new verbs, nouns, and the past tense. After visiting Manuel Antonio, we traveled north, up the coast, to Jaco. It took us 1 hour to drive to Jaco. When we talk about how much time we need to do something, we can use the phrasal verb to take time. Another example is, it took me 5 hours to make the road trip #1 video. We surfed a lot while we were in Jaco. We also watched some local surfers. They were awesome. We stayed in a hostel near the beach called Hotel de Han. This is a tour of the hostel. Hostels are usually inexpensive, usually for groups of people, and they have shared amenities, like bathrooms and the kitchen. The hostel had a swimming pool. The hostel had many rooms, including private rooms and dorm rooms. This dorm room had 10 beds. It also had lockers to keep your belongings safe. There was a large shared kitchen at the hostel. The hostel only cost $40 per night for a private room and $12 per night for a dorm room bed. The verb cost is the same in the present and in the past tense. The next day, we rented motorcycles. We rode the motorcycles for several hours. We used the word ride for motorcycles and drive for cars. We went off-roading, which means riding outside of the street. This was the most exhilarating part of the trip. We rode through the mountains. We made a stop at the river to see some wildlife. At the river, we looked at some crocodiles. Here, we can say look at because the crocodiles are not moving. While looking at the crocodiles, we saw one of them move. We watched it come out of the river. Here, we should not say look at, because we are watching it move. We left Jaco early the next morning. We made a stop at a gas station and we checked the tire pressure. We filled up the tires. This comes from the phrasal verb to fill up. We also filled up the gas tank. We headed up the coast again. It rained for most of the day. On this day, we drove back to the mountains. We ascended the mountains, which means to go up or to climb the mountains. Even though the weather was bad, it was still a beautiful drive. The idiom "to keep an eye out" means to look for something or search. So, keep an eye out for Road Trip Part 3. We will have some fun above the trees. Thanks for watching.